A lot has happened in the past week, from Trump's assassination or second assassination attempt to JD Vance admitting that he lies and that he will lie about things that are going on so that the media will cover, quote unquote, things that are actually happening, to the debate, to me being invited to the White House, to the Black Excellence Brunch at the White House on the South Lawn. A lot has just been happening. So I say, let me come on down here to the YouTube and talk to my people and let's talk about it. But first, let's talk about the more pressing thing. The biggest story right now is the second Trump assassination attempt. And today, Monday, September 16th, the man who attempted to assassinate Donald Trump is in custody. I think that the Secret Service is going to have to answer for this. Now, let's be very clear. Let's be very, very clear. We don't fool with Donald Trump around these parts. I'm not voting for him. Never will vote for him. Do not want him in office. But violence, political violence, violence period, it has no place, even though it has found its way in. When I say it has no place, meaning it shouldn't be here. And we should do everything in our power to ensure that violence is not propagated against political people, against people, period. But since we're in this heightened time of politics, against people who are running for office, people should be able to have the political views and the stance that they have. It's up to us, the people, to either vote them in or not. So violence should not be here. But it's not lost on any of us. I just did a news segment on Scripps News, days ago, I think a day before this second assassination attempt, where we talked about the lies that Donald Trump and JD Vance, which I'll get into a little later, are purporting and spewing out there about Haitian immigrants that are here legally, and about how language is powerful because those people are under threat. There have been bomb threats in Springfield, Ohio now. There have been acts of violence, or people trying to, or let me not say acts of violence, people scared that there is going to be more violence because of the bomb threat, which within itself is a violent act, because of the language Donald Trump uses. And I literally just said days ago, like, it's hypocritical. It is insane. It's insidious for Donald Trump and Republicans to try to lecture us about language when something terrible like this has happened to him twice now. At the time, it was only once, but has happened to him. But then he goes out and continues to lie and put other people in danger because of his lies. Him even tweeting or truthing, whatever his platform is called, I hate Taylor Swift, after Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. He knows that his words are powerful. So you're saying you hate her. You know you have people that ride for you in a very deranged way that will try to enact harm against this woman because you have told them that you hate her. You know this. You already know this. And so it is insidious. It is insidious for Donald Trump and Republicans to try to lecture us on our rhetoric and our tone when he is the main perpetrator of putting out language that endangers people. Ruby Freeman, down there in Atlanta, working the polls. Trump, Rudy Giuliani, using language, lying on people that is endangering their life. So it is, to me, again, I'm never voting for Trump. Never. But we should expect more from the people that want to rule us, because that's what politicians do. When we elect them, we are giving them power to sit above us and govern us. We should expect more from a person that wants to excel to the highest height of the land, that wants that office. Well, we know why you want the office, because you want to stay out of jail because of the crimes that you allegedly committed. But we should expect more. We should expect more. But I said earlier, the Secret Service is going to have to answer to this. Now, they did a way better job in this one. The story goes, the man was hiding in the bushes down there at the golf course. Trump was down there golfing, and one of the Secret Service agents saw a barrel peeking through the bushes, shot at him. The man shot back. He got away. The only reason they caught him, they picked him up 45 minutes away from the golf course where the shooting happened, was because there was a witness who saw him get in his car and leave. Baby, what if there was no witness and this man was just out there? But again, this is even though we don't fool with Trump, it's too close to a political person who is running for the highest office of the land. Now, they did better in the way they handled this situation. They was quick with reacting, but like it's Secret Service, y'all gonna have to tighten it up. You have to tighten it up. And you know what? Let me go back to what is also dangerous, because Elon Musk is dangerous. Even when I saw a report the other day that he owns like 70% of the satellites that are in space right now, that's dangerous. I don't trust him. I do not trust him. But he put out a tweet, or an X, whatever you call it. Somebody said something to the fact of like they keep trying to kill Trump, or they keep trying to go after him, and he retweeted it and said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, and no one is trying to go after Kamala. Like, that's dangerous. Why would you say that? Like, you're opining out loud with such a mega platform, particularly with your ideology. It is as if you want someone to go after her, or you want someone to go after Democrats. Like, why would you opine out loud in that way for people to then, some deranged person to then think, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I should pick up my shotgun and go down there. Like, it is toxic. It's unbecoming. I wish and I pray we required more from people that are in power and people that have leadership. I'm not asking for people to be perfect. No one is perfect but Christ. But we should expect, require, and demand more from people in positions of power and people in positions of leadership. You can have different ideology. Cool. Let's take that battle up the way in which we should take that battle up. In a collection of ideas based upon the people that we put in power, for them to go, to the Senate and to the House to argue, to figure out, to craft deals, to make compromises. That's what happens if you don't have one party, in controlling all branches of government. Like, that is how that thing is supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. And because we're flawed people, I don't believe that we will ever have a perfect bill, a perfect law. We're flawed people, so we do flawed things. But we got to require more. It's insane. It is insane. The debasement, the gutter that we're in, and we don't have to be there. Going back to the Scripps News hit that I did, it was so interesting because the Republican, and you can find it on my YouTube page. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, new subscribers. Make sure you, what they tell me to say, make sure you cut on your post notifications so when I upload, I'm down here talking and whatnot. But back to what I was saying on the Scripps News hit, the Republican that I was kind of, I guess, debating. I said the same thing, that like Donald Trump is not deserving of the office. Like, he's just not. And in the part that you didn't see, because I only clipped the first part of our conversation, because they let him talk and then I didn't get a rebuttal. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna put that in there. But anyway, the part that you didn't see, he ended up telling me, I need to come off of my high horse because I want people to have moral standards, character, because I want people to appreciate the office that they're in. Even if you don't appreciate the office that you're in, appreciate the power that you have in your words. That's me being on my high horse. Because I am trying to call people to a higher standard, to understand that our words are impactful. That yes, though we may mess up, though we may fall, we have a responsibility, if we are a leader, to tell the truth, to also be aware be aware of what we're putting out into the world. If that's a high horse, baby, saddle me up. Saddle me up. Everybody should be on their high horse then. If that is considered a high horse, getting on my high horse. Because to me, getting on my high horse suggests that I'm looking down on people. I'm not looking down on people. I'm trying to call people up. I'm trying to call the former president up. I'm trying to call the Republican Party up. Okay? Even some fringe Democrats, I'm trying to call them up, but let's not act like the two things are the same. These two things are not the same as far as fringe Republicans and fringe Democrats. It's not the same. But I'm trying to call people up. Not to our better angels. I don't believe in all that. I don't know what that means. I'm talking about just caring for the person next to you, caring for the people that you're impacting with your words, because lies put people in danger. And that is clearly what Donald Trump has continued to do. He's been doing that since forever. He's been doing that since forever. Go way back to the housing discrimination back in the day with him and his daddy. Go way back to him taking out a full-blown ad calling for the execution of the Central Park Five, now the exonerated five. And I am not going to forget, even at the debate when he had a chance to clear it up, he still didn't clear it up. He still didn't apologize. He still didn't say, now all of a sudden they're innocent. I think that's what his words were when Kamala Harris brought it up. All of a sudden they're innocent. They're innocent because the actual killer confessed. And so you still can't apologize that you call for the execution of now proven innocent people, but you want to whine and complain about your criminal prosecutions when we have clear evidence. I don't care if Judge Eileen Cannon did dismiss it. We have clear evidence that you stole the documents, that you took them. Even with Fonnie Willis in Georgia, we heard the phone call when you asked Brad Raffensperger for 11,000 something votes. We've got that. We have the video of you, even though Jack Smith didn't charge him with incitement. We have the video of you telling them people to go down to their Capitol. We have the evidence of your people saying you didn't stop them. You watched on TV and reveled in the destruction that those people were causing in the Capitol. You did not call for them to stop. We see that. We have the clear evidence in New York, the civil fraud cases against your company, the civil fraud cases against your university. We got the clear evidence that you've done those things, and still you are allowed adjudication in this country. But you whine and you complain about that. Well, we're talking about just money for most of those things. Maybe there's some prison time for the other things that are still going in the courts. We don't know yet. Who knows? Supreme Court may come in and save you again because they didn't already gave us a king and or queen when Kamala Harris gets in. But you complain about that, but you cannot find space to say you were wrong for calling for the execution of 5 black and brown boys who spent the better parts of their lives in prison because they were railroaded by the judicial system then when they were proven innocent because the person that actually committed the murder confessed and those men were set free. But you have no space, no empathy, no self-reflection at the least. But you don't feel any type of way about calling for those people, for the state to execute those people. That's who Donald Trump is. That's who he is. That is one of the many reasons why I will not vote for him. But it is also one of the many reasons why it is insidious that he and the Republican Party are trying to lecture us on rhetoric when he is the main perpetrator of harmful, lying, dangerous, violent, abhorrent, vile rhetoric. He is. He does that. He propagates that. And yet he wants to rule us. No. We need to vote. We need to vote to ensure that he cannot. Yeah. No. No. So what's your voting plan? You know, I keep asking everybody that. What is your voting plan? Because I'm going to be voting early, baby. I'll be down to the polls early. I don't have time to stand in lines. It'd be hot sometimes, especially down here in Texas. No, man. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. We deserve more. We deserve better. That's what it is. We deserve better. Yes, I will be making economic arguments, on socials about, their various plans. But to me, morality in a leader matters. Now, I know I'm going to be voting my values. That matters. The way in which you view people and treat people, that matters. All that other stuff to me doesn't matter. And I know people have different ideology, but if you don't even treat people well, people you disagree with well, I can't even get to the economics. I can't get to the immigration. I can't get to the education. I can't get to any of that Because if we are a people group or people who disagree with you, and you would intentionally do us harm just because we disagree with you, all that other stuff is for naught. It's kind of like this social work model. So y'all know I'm a by trade. I have an undergrad and master's in social work, and I'm a therapist right now in like 9 to 5 trade world. So we have this model, this framework in social work that we operate under. It's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Google it when you get a chance. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Basically, what the model says is people have these different needs to have a successful life. And it's a pyramid. And at the base of the pyramid, or the foundation of the pyramid, it talks about basic needs: food, shelter, healthcare, really, really basic needs. And then as you go up, like there's some emotional needs that need to be met. There are some, not fantasy needs. There are some ideological needs that need to be met. But at the basis, it's very foundational. It's very, very foundational. It's like food, shelter, healthcare, the things. And the framework basically tells us if the base is not met, all this other stuff doesn't matter. Which is true. If you don't have somewhere to live, if you're facing eviction, if you're facing being put out on the street, or you are on the street, baby, we can't get to your dreams and aspirations. We need to find you somewhere to live. If you don't have food to eat, I don't know about y'all, but baby, I'm not me when I'm hungry. That Snickers commercial is correct. Now, I'm not going to eat no Snickers. But when I'm hungry and hungry enough, it's a different person. It's not who you see on this screen. Baby, you better ask my wife and my child. It's not. I got to eat something. Okay, my blood sugar is low. Get me some food today. But if you are food insecure, meaning you don't have access to food, quality food at that, but you don't even have access to the bare bottom, cheapest food. It's a struggle to get food. It's a struggle to maintain food. You need food to live. We can't get to self-actualization, and which is at the higher part of the pyramid. We can't get to worried about your emotional needs being met, worried about you finding a partner, or having sustainable relationships. Baby, you're hungry. You got to eat something. You need those basic survival needs met. That's at the basis of the pyramid in Maslow's hierarchy of need. So my values that I vote for, I'm always looking through that framework. Who is trying to provide people or ensure that people have their basic needs met? Because all the other stuff, like to me, those things are debatable. Like, what is life? What is a sustainable life? What is a good life? All those things are also subjective to the person. But one thing is for sure, and one thing I know, two things for sure: everybody got to eat. Everybody need water. You need somewhere to lay your head. Those are basic needs, and so I vote my values. I can't get to economics unless you got my basic needs met, unless you got and I care enough. Here's the gag. I care enough about the person next to me. That's not a self-righteous statement. That's really what I think. That's what I see. I care about people. I can't save everybody. I can't save nobody. Christ again alone. I can help, but I care about people. So if you are a politician, you don't even care about people. You don't care about the basics. I can't vote for you. I can't vote for you. How dare you even try to ascend to the highest office of the land and you don't care about the basic needs of people? Basic needs. Before we get into political ideology and political dogma and to our various groups, do you care about people? That's the question. Because if you care about people, it's not going to matter what side of the political spectrum or ideology you're on. As far as meeting people's needs, it's not going to matter if you care about people. So, no, I'm not voting for Donald Trump. And I hope you don't either. Moving right along. Child, J.D. Vance is a liar. He's a liar. We already knew that, but he lied he told Dana Bash down there on CNN. He a liar. He told Dana. I said, Dana. Dana said, yes. I said, what did he say, girl? What he said? He went down there on the CNN. Dana Bash was asking him about the lies that him and Trump have been purporting about immigrants, Haitian immigrants eating people, dogs and cats and such. And he told her, well, I'm okay with making up stories. I'm okay with making up stories if it gets the media to talk about the real stories. So in that, you're admitting that y'all lied about these Haitian immigrants that are here legally, by the way, under a protected status. Mind you as well, they're here legally, by the way. The business owners and jobs recruited them because the local people in Springfield weren't taking certain jobs. And so business owners relied on an immigrant population, courted them, vetted them, offered them jobs to come and work jobs that they needed filled that locals were not taking. So the people are working jobs locals were not taking while they're here legally and paying taxes. Gag on that, because that's the biggest hoopla about immigration that Republicans claim to say. They taking all of our services, they doing this, they doing that. Them people down there working jobs that local folks wouldn't take, and they paying taxes. And they're paying taxes. And they're paying taxes. One more time for the people in the back. And they're paying taxes. So Dana Bash asked him, what's going on? He told us he lied. He lies. He's a liar. That's what he told us. He's a liar. And I choose to believe him. He's a liar. Yep. He's a liar, which is dangerous. It's dangerous because, and it's really spineless because it seems as though JD will say whatever he needs to say in the moment. We got video of him saying he's a never Trump guy. He talked about Trump. Now all of a sudden he Trump. It's about power for him. That's what's clear. So values, again, believe people in what they show you, values. It's about power for him. It's not about the people because what he said is, I will lie to you about something that is happening so that I can get you to focus on quote unquote this other thing that's happening. Well, how we know you're not lying about that too? If you're willing to lie to us just to get our attention, babe, I'm not listening to you. What's so crazy? Imagine if you were dating someone or you're married right now or you are dating someone and the person that you're dating told you, I will lie to you about a situation that happened so that we then can have a conversation about an alleged situation that's really happening. You would accept that? That would be effective communication for you. That would be acceptable in your romantic relationship. Why would we choose that? Again, I can't even get to the economics. I can't even get to the policy proposals. I can't get to all of that because your morality is flawed. And again, we're flawed people. We do flawed things, but you standing in that flaw. You told this woman on national TV, I will lie to you so that I can then get you to talk about whatever else it is that I want to talk about. Why would we vote for someone like that? Why would we vote for a ticket where a person like that is a heartbeat away from the presidency? Who will lie to us just to get us to talk about something else? That should be a bigger story. That man would be a heartbeat away from the presidency. That should be a bigger story. That's all I'm saying. That should be a bigger story. And again, the vice president, or not again, but keep in mind, the vice president is the president of the Senate. So in the event that the Senate is tied, the vice president would cast the tie-breaking vote. You want to put the liar? Well, the double liar, because Trump a liar too. He lies. We got documented proof. He lies. That ain't rhetoric. He lies. That documented proof. He lies. And apparently JD Vance lies too. He told us so. So that's who we got on the Republican side. That's the ticket we got. I ain't voting for him. I'm sure not. Baby, I'm not. And I don't think none of the black people that was down there at the White House when we brunched is either. And which was such an honor. Such an honor to be there. I had such an amazing time. Prior to, so a little backstory. Prior to the brunch, I got a chance to tour parts of the White House. Now we couldn't, for security purposes, I couldn't get it on video. They told us we couldn't video. But I was probably 10 feet away, maybe even less. Actually less, maybe like 6 or 7 feet away from the Situation Room. Like we toured, we stopped, they showed, like I couldn't go in there, but they were like, that's the Situation Room. And I was like, I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. I was like, I started, catching. I don't think I'm supposed to be right here, baby, because the situations is happening, baby. That's when you get your military people and your CIA and and the president and the VP and they, stuff is going down. I said, ooh, child, I don't think I'm supposed to be around here. Let's go somewhere where it's not that serious. Let's move now. But it was. I got chills right now just thinking about it again. It was. I could feel power radiating off the walls, and what I mean by that is like in that space, whoever is the commander in chief has the ability to cause mass destruction to anything, anywhere. Like, take that in. Like, if they want to launch a strike or something's happening, they need to retaliate, or they're on the offensive. Like, that's what I mean by like that is such a powerful privilege. That's really what it is. And it's a weighty privilege. It is a weighty responsibility to be in a position to be able to launch whatever, to carry out whatever type of strike. Like it was power radiating off of the walls. That's what it felt like. Then we walked up, we went by the Oval. I didn't get a chance to go in the Oval, but we walked, so where we were right there, I was probably maybe 20 feet away from the Oval. So they showed us where the Oval was, and then they allowed us to walk through there's like this reception area for the Oval, right outside the Oval. So if you were coming to see the president, you sit there, and you wait until you get brought in there. So they showed us like where the Oval was. So I saw the Oval Office door. And then, here and the waiting area. And then we ultimately made our way to the South Lawn of the White House. It was just an amazing experience. That alone, touring, the complex was such an amazing experience. And it's weighty. That's why it's like Donald Trump cannot be in that office again. Even right now, I physically feel the weight and the power of that office. You have the ability to improve people's lives or destroy them, here and abroad. That is a awesome responsibility. It is hugely consequential. It should not be taken lightly. It should not be achieved just for your own goals. It should be for the people. For the people. Again, different political ideologies, fine. But at base, it should be for the people, because it is the people. Well, Congress is the people's house. But the White House is the people's house too. Like, it's our house. We fund it. It is a weighty and awesome responsibility. It should not be taken lightly. It should not be. I mean, I already knew that. I already felt that. But being there, and not even being like walking in the room, but just like being there. Just being there. Is power in those halls. And the person that wants that power or wants to claim that power should have all of our best interests at heart and in mind and in action. So yeah, it was a good experience. It was an amazing privilege to be chosen to be a part of the first ever Black Excellence Brunch at the White House on the South Lawn of all places. It was just an honor to be there. It was an honor to be there. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, baby. And the brunch, the food was good. Down, okay? The parents, cover your children's ears on this one. And the drinks were flowing. Baby, it was brunch, okay? Let me tell you something. It was brunch. It was brunch, and I'm going to leave it at that. It was brunch, baby, and I'm going to leave it at that. But we had an excellent time. I met so many people. Just enjoyed myself. Now, it was hot. We definitely did some sweating. We did do some sweating. Wasn't a cloud in the sky to help us. But it was an excellent time. Yeah, it was just an honor to be there. It really, really was. So I think that's all I have to say for today. I'll get better at learning how to close this out in a much more, maybe I won't, because, this is us. We talk. We're family here, we chit and we chat. But it was an honor, and it was an awesome privilege to be there. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep a lookout for more content. Make sure you turn on, first off, make sure you subscribe, because that works. And make sure you turn on your post notifications so you are aware when I post a video and when I go live. We're going to work on going live a little bit more, especially during this political season as it's heightened up, just because there's so much information to, consume and absorb, and we'll just do it together. And so I thank you all for supporting me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.